They thought they were getting a smart dog. A loyal protector. A challenge, maybe, but one they could manage. But the truth hits fast, and hard. Because Belgian Malinois don't just test your patience. They dismantle your expectations. And for many new owners, by the time they realize what this dog really is, it's already too late. If you've ever thought about getting a Malinois, this is your wake-up call. Because while some thrive with this breed, 90% of owners are not ready. Not for the chaos. Not for the emotional weight. Not for the transformation that this dog demands. And the regret? It doesn't come from one mistake, it builds slowly. Until one day, you realize, this isn't what I signed up for. It starts innocent. You see the videos. The perfect obedience. The military precision. The elegant, sharp-eyed silhouette of a dog ready to leap into action. You think, I can handle that. I just need to train hard, be consistent, and give them exercise. But that fantasy cracks the first night you bring them home. Because Malinois puppies don't settle in. They don't nap through the day or calmly chew toys in the corner. They scream. They spin. They bite. They pace. And worst of all, they never seem to get tired. You start to wonder if something's wrong with yours. But this is the norm. This is what no one told you. The biting phase isn't just frustrating, it's overwhelming. They don't just nip. They launch. They grab your arms, your legs, your clothes. And you can't wait it out. This is drive, not teething. And if you don't redirect it, if you don't channel it early, you'll start resenting your dog for behavior that's hardwired into their DNA. Then comes the pacing. The obsession with motion. The inability to switch off. And that's when the first regret creeps in. Because suddenly your day isn't yours anymore. You can't just work from home. You can't just relax. Your Malinois doesn't care that you're tired, they need a job. And if you don't give them one, they'll find their own. That's when things turn destructive. Shredded doors. Torn couches. Walls clawed to pieces. Barking that never ends. And now you're not just exhausted, you're angry. You start blaming the dog. But deep down, you know. You didn't understand what you brought into your life. This isn't a golden retriever. This isn't a pet. This is a tactical, obsessive, mission-driven animal. And they need structure like oxygen. They need daily engagement. Not once. Not twice. All day long. Even experienced trainers feel the weight. So imagine how a first-time owner feels, watching their dream dog turn into a daily nightmare. You try training. But this isn't like other dogs. They don't just learn fast, they learn everything fast. The good, the bad, and the unintentional. One slip in timing, one emotional outburst, one day without structure, and your dog spirals. They don't just forget commands, they question your leadership. They stop looking at you for guidance. And that's when the real regret sets in. Because now? You don't have control. They do. Many owners hit this wall and feel hopeless. They say things like, I can't even go out without worrying about him tearing up the house. I've tried everything and nothing's working. I love him. But I don't like living with him. I think I made a huge mistake. And the hardest part? They're not wrong. They just weren't told the truth. This breed is not a weekend hobby. It's a lifestyle. A mental and emotional commitment that never ends. You can't be passive. You can't be inconsistent. And if you're not willing to rebuild your entire day around their needs, you'll lose them. Or worse, they'll lose themselves. Because regret doesn't always come from giving up. Sometimes, it comes from realizing that even though you tried, the dog you love is suffering. They're reactive. Stressed. Frustrated. Always on edge. And you know they deserve better. So, is it too late to fix? The answer depends on one thing, you. If you're willing to start over. To admit the mistakes. To remove ego. To build routines, set boundaries, and emotionally show up every single day, you can come back from the edge. Malinois are forgiving if you show up with clarity. But they don't forget. You can't fake leadership. They'll read through you in seconds. If you want to turn things around, you need create structure with intention, not as punishment, but as recovery. You need training sessions that challenge their mind, not just their body. You need place work to teach stillness, even in chaos. You need emotional neutrality, because they mirror your energy. You need a strict routine that you never break. It won't happen overnight. But if you commit, the regret starts to fade. Because now you're no longer reacting, you're leading. And slowly, your Malinois begins to trust again. They settle. Not completely, but enough. Enough to let you breathe again. Enough to rebuild the bond. But most people don't get there. Most give up. And that's the heartbreak. Not because they're bad owners, but because no one warned them. No one told them that loving this dog wouldn't be enough. That the bite strength comes with emotional depth. That the speed comes with sensitivity. That the intelligence comes with instability, if left unmanaged. And so they rehome them. Or live in constant frustration. Or worse, detach emotionally from the dog entirely. That's the real regret. The dog that could have been amazing, if only you'd known. So if you're watching this before getting one, listen carefully. The Malinois will change your life. But not the way you expect. They'll make you sharper, stricter, more present, more aware. But only if you're willing to rise to their level. Because this dog, this breed, this force of nature, they don't give you what you want. They give you what you earn.